Hi, this is Brandon Spilling from thirstgym.com. Today we're talking about an exercise called the blast strap rear delt raise, or the blast strap T. I really like calling it the T because it's part of the T in our IYTW complex that we use with the blast straps. You could certainly probably get away with using a different suspension system like rings, maybe the TRX, but I think having individual based handles works really well for this exercise. There's some that it doesn't really matter that much. This is one where I think it really helps to have two separate handles, if at all possible. What we're going to do though is we're going to grab the handles and we're going to be very similar into our inverted row. We're just going to make this a more complicated version for upper back, rear delts, shoulders, and pre-hab, rehab, if you will. We're going to have our handles here, and we're going to lean back. The main things to understand is that as you move closer towards the rig or the attachment, it's going to become more difficult, and as we move further away, it's going to become easier. So just find a good moderate position. This is going to be relatively hard. So if you're down here for your inverted row, you might want to take a couple steps away. Your hand position, because of the handles, they're going to have to be neutral and facing each other. You might do a normal rear delt raise with your pinky side high. That's going to be very hard with these, just the way that the handles are designed. So you're probably going to have your hands facing each other. But once you get that position and your arms are good and long, we're going to keep our chest tall, everything good and flat. So we don't want to be overextended. We don't want to be bent down like this. We just want to make sure we're good and rigid throughout the whole system here. Palms facing each other. And as I get ready to go, I'm going to try to take my hands and pull them apart. And as I pull them apart, I'm going to pull my body closer towards where they're coming from there on the chin-up bar at the top. So I'm going to come apart, brief hold, back. Brief hold, back. So the pitfall of this exercise, once I get here, I kind of lose my tension, but from the bottom position, it's relatively difficult. So make it a little harder, come down a little bit, pull. Now, the number one thing you're going to want to make sure that your clients or athletes get out of this is that as they pull themselves up, they're not like yanking themselves up. They're actually trying to pull just so that there's constant tension on the straps and system. So what I'm talking about, and what you'll probably see is you'll probably see some of this. Like this. Notice how they're kind of pulling and just letting momentum guide them up rather than good, slow pulls the whole time. And I can really feel that in my my rear delts on my upper back here. If you're going to perform this as a solo, I think 10 to 12 repetitions is probably the sweet spot. You could certainly do 15. I just think the problem begins once you get really high repetitions. You're so far away from the rack or the rig that it takes a while for the burn to accumulate. This is one that you can go a little bit heavier on if you really wanted to, but I think 3 to 4 sets of 10 to 12 reps is a really good spot. It's a little bit more advanced for some of your athletes. You can probably use it for your high school guys and girls, and you can certainly use it for your personal training clients that have some time in the gym. But more of your beginners, I would stick to chest supported options and try to really focus on them feeling the muscles work and that they get themselves in good position, because as you can tell, there's a lot of ways to kind of cheat this exercise to where you're not really going to be feeling the upper back. You're kind of just be flopping around and having their body move through space and not really getting the desired training effect for the upper back and the shoulders. So if you got any questions, feel free in the comment section. Thanks. Have a great day.